Hello and welcome to Career Companion. In this video I'll be showing you how to use our map editing system. For this video we're going to be using the tutorial application that I created for our company structure and company data videos, but in this video we'll be editing the map. So when you first open up your map, all you have is this blank white square for your map image. But if you want to change that, you can go to choose file and choose a different image. When you choose a different image, it will save your application and restart the page, because it has to do that in order to load the new image. And now we have our lovely 3-table map layout image. Now let's talk about preview controls. So if you click, you'll add a company node with a default value of company name. If you scroll in, you'll zoom in. If you scroll out, you zoom out. If you click on a text box, it'll get rid of it, which is helpful if you're trying to place a node above another node. If the name's in the way, you can click on it to make it go away, and then add the new node. So let's go ahead and delete that for now. When the title isn't displaying, if you click on the node, it'll bring it back up. And if these controls if you're having issue using these controls, you can always enable the button controls, which allow you to do all the same things that you can do by clicking, just using buttons instead. So you can zoom in and zoom out and reset to zoomed all the way out. You can move left, right, up and down if you're zoomed in far enough. And you can turn text box on and off. So there's not a way to add companies to the page using buttons. You'll have to click to tell where you want to add them. So now we'll talk about the map data. So we've already talked about changing the map image. You're going to want the map image to be a picture that has a layout of all the tables, and then you can add a node on top of each table that has the name, the company name. So this company color, if you click on the text box, it gives you a little color picker. So if I change the company color to like the cyan, then it'll change that to cyan. Or if red, a little more drastic, it'll change it to red. So, and you can also enter the value by hand. So if I do like 0000FF, that's the blue that we had earlier, and you can enter it like that. Same with the favorite color. When a user has a company favorited in the application, then that company will have a different colored node. So instead of blue, in this case, it would be this gold yellow color. So I'll show you from our sample. Currently, here's our map. All of the companies are unfavorited, so they're blue. But if I add JV management to it, then that node is now yellow. So it's a lot easier to find your favorite companies. So the node size, if you can use these up or down arrows, or you can enter in the number by hand. It will increase the size of the node. So I think the default was 12, no, it was 10. So when you zoom in, the nodes get bigger, and when you zoom out they get smaller, so it'll scale proportionally to the page. Our font size controls how big our the text in our text box is, and this does not change when we zoom in and out. So that company name is that size. When I zoom in, it stays the same size. So you'll want to pick a font that's easy to read, and then just leave it there, and you'll be able to read it no matter how far you're zoomed in or zoomed out. I'll come back to this batch add companies button later, but for now we're going to move on to the node data section. So if you have a company selected, then you'll have this delete button that'll say delete, and then the company name, you click it, it deletes the name. So if it says delete node, then you don't have any node currently selected, and your label is saying unselected. And once you select one, then your label and your delete will have the name of the node you currently have selected. So one of our companies, if you watch the data videos, was called J&B Management. So So we'll change this to J&B Management. You might have to click outside the box in order for the change to take effect. And as you can see, it changed the text from company name to J&B Management. You'll also notice that in this company dropdown, it switched from none to J&B Management. And so what you can do is, let's go ahead and delete that node, add a new one. So instead of entering in by hand, what I can do is I can click this drop down, click J&B Management, and it'll fill the text in for me. So that way you know that the application will correctly identify this node as the J&B Management company node. So if you accidentally have a spelling error, like if you forget the T or something like that, then the company down here will reset to none because it can't find a company name that matches this. So safe way to make sure that you don't have any issues with that is to click on it and have it enter the information for you. But then if you have a company name that's really long, like say the insert endangered species here, and you want to put it on 2 lines, then you can put it on 2 lines. And as you can see, now it's on 2 lines over here. And if the company name still says, like in this case, say the insert endangered species here, then that means that it can still identify this as the company, even though it's on 2 lines. So that should work even if you have, it won't let you do multiple lines, but that's okay. But if you have, say, 3 lines, then it should still work. So let's go ahead and set it up like that. So now that we've gone over how the node data works, I'm going to go ahead and delete our company and explain how the batch add companies works. So if you click that button, then it'll tell you over here in the node data which company you currently have selected. And then over in the preview, you'll have a little company node that will show up, and when you click, it'll add that company that's listed over here wherever you click. So we added a J&B Management there, we'll add the White House there, and save the insert endangered species will be down here. So it's a quick way to enter in all of your company information, or all the companies onto the map. And then after you're done, you can go through and say like, I want save insert the endangered species here to be on 2 lines, still showing up down here in the company select, so it can correctly identify it. And now we have all of our companies in there. Another thing that you can do with your company nodes once you have them placed is you can click and drag them. So if you accidentally place something in the wrong spot, you can drag it to a new position. So now that we have everything where we want it, we'll make sure to save. And now we will take a look at how the map looks in the application. So if we go to our application, I already have the map pulled up, and that's what it looks like. So J&B Management is in my favorites. So if I remove it and go back to the map, now it's blue instead of yellow. Go ahead and add it and save the insert endangered species here to show you that even though I have multiple spaces on the lines, it can still identify that that's one of the companies we have favorited. So, and another thing to watch out for, if you change your background image, we'll change it to the map default, which is just the white background that you start with. Then it'll automatically save and reload the page for us. So you can see over here, it updated the page, but if we go back to the map, when we reload, it doesn't show the new map, because what your browser will do is it'll save all of the images in the cache, and then when you go to refresh, it just pulls the images from what it remembers them to be. So if you want to force it to get new images, you can copy the URL, open a new tab, and go to the page, and it will pull the new map background. So we'll go ahead and switch it back. Will take a little bit of time to load it. Alright, now we have our nice tables with our background. So again, if I refresh the page, it pulls the old image. So I'll have to copy the URL and paste it into a new tab, and now it'll pull the new background image. And that is how you edit your map for your application. Hope this video has been helpful, and if you want to view tutorials on the layout editor or editing company data, then check out the other sections of our help.